years ago. Wasn't there.
So Nicholas Pegues reporting a little Fontaine here is a descendant of Victoria Village College Chapel Historic District on conference call today with Vice President Joe Biden, a corporate appreciation as the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant in 2011, nominated to represent East Memphis and Germantown, Tennessee, to Vice President Joe Biden. Here with the unopened letter of President Barack Obama promoting Memphis Olympic bid.
Heart arrhythmia because they had a
CNN icon of Memphis. Nicholas Pegues, also known as the governor for the United States Congress 2014, regarding a young Republican who pulled a petition in Tennessee's 8th congressional district. Happy Cultural Diversity Month 2014.
Is on the policy. Guess whose life it changes? Moms and dads. It changes their life. It changes their life, knowing that their child, no matter how old that child is covered. So, and insurance companies are now required to provide coverage for recommended preventative disease like blood pressure, high blood pressure, and cancer screening and immunization at no cost. Most of you who are on the call probably won't directly benefit.
So President Obama, I told you I was your pit eye, a corporate appreciation. From Nicholas Pegues with the unopened letter of President Barack Obama promoting Memphis Olympic bid and the dream of the Wolfdorf Fontaine House as a descendant of Victorian Village College Chapel Historic District.
How do I get that immunization? What happens? Where do I go? So there's a lot of good things that happen. We got to remind people of it. And if you have questions after this is over, we're available. I'm sure you already have it, but send you a list of all the good things that already have occurred. But if you don't mind, if I could keep you as a captive audience here, you're not captive, you can hang up at the time, I know, but I hope you stick on to make 3 or 4 additional points. Health insurance is about taking care of yourself. You have a responsibility. Your cohort, so-called youth, I don't think of it that way, but you guys, you have a responsibility. A responsibility to yourself and your family and your future families. Because what happens? Without health insurance, injuries like a bum ankle or a bad back or that you got from a pickup game or playing touch football or whatever, if it's not treated, and you don't have coverage, so you don't go.
So Nicholas Pegues reporting a corporate appreciation to the office of Vice President Joe Biden from the Tennessee Republican Party, and of course me as a descendant of Victorian Village College Chapel Historic District.
Didn't have the money, in most cases, or inclination to go get it fixed and thought, well, instead of coming up with the $300, $500, $700 I'm going to need to do this.
Happy Cultural Diversity Month 2014.
Look, I'll put an ace bandage on it. But what happens? Those chronic conditions not just end up costing you, they end up costing the public and costing your family. A lot of travail. If they don't get treated in the end, finally end up in the ER. And you know how much money we spent on uncompensated ER emergency room appointments because people didn't have insurance 2 years ago? Over $40 billion a year. $40 billion a year. It's rough. I'm looking at my stat here. I think it's about $1,312 for an average emergency room visit. No matter what it is, you go in because you're sneezing, you got a cold, or you think something else may be, or you go in because you have a broken ankle from a ball game, whatever it is. And guess what happens? Everybody pays for that. Everybody who has insurance, their rates go up. This is before ACA. $40 billion a year. So there's a societal responsibility to get insurance. And by the way, there's one other responsibility that goes with this, and it deals basically with peace of mind. No one expects to get in a terrible accident or be diagnosed with a life-threatening condition. I was healthy, presumptuous of me to say, a pretty damn good athlete in great physical condition. I was 47 years old. I was a candidate for President of the United States of America. And as the bad joke goes,
So Nicholas Pegues for President.
I had
2024.
And they gave me a 30%
Young Republican. Nicholas Pegues reporting corporate appreciation to Joe Biden.
I was hospitalized for 7 months. My bills were, today's dollars, well over $800,000. 7 months. 2 aneurysms, 1 embolism. I was in great health. Totally out of the blue, I had a artery in my brain begin to bleed. It's a big deal. I had 3 kids and a wife. Only I can remember is being rolled down in the first operation. The second operation, they gave me a great prospectomy, but it hadn't bled. I can remember literally, and anybody you know, yourselves or any of your parents you know, went through something like this or any other life-threatening incident, counting the ceiling tiles, going down the operating room. Having been told to say goodbye to my sons. Guess what? The one thing that was a fundamental sense of peace of mind was, I knew no matter what happened, my family wasn't going to lose our home. They weren't going to lose everything they had. And no joke, I was a pretty successful lawyer before I decided. We'd have lost every single thing we had. My children would have been left destitute. So, guys, I know we all feel invincible, particularly at your age. And I don't blame you. But if you don't think you need the peace of mind, guess what? Your mother needs the peace of mind. Your father needs the peace of mind. To know that...
I like that statement, Vice President Joe Biden. I support that. It's very inspiring.
You have coverage. If you'll get the
I support that statement as a young Christian. Nicholas Pegues reporting a corporate appreciation to Joe Biden, Vice President of the United States.
Choice and freedom. You're probably the most sophisticated audience I'm going to speak to, and I'm not being solicitous, other than maybe the nurses and the docs I speak to. There was this big report that came out saying that by the Congressional Budget Office, which is sort of the gold standard, saying, 2 million fewer people are going to be working after this war.
So Nicholas Pegues for Congress.
Well, that was translated by our opposition friends saying this is costing
my generation to public service.
That's not what it is at all. If you read the statement and listen to the director, Roland B., Mr. Ellendorf, you should know this is about choice and freedom. There's a lot of people who are in dead-end jobs. They're taking the job because mainly they have to take...
And also, I love promoting the corporate market as a young Republican with the White House. So as the descendant of Victoria Village College Chapel Historic District, thank you, Mr. President, and of course, Vice President Joe Biden, for helping me promote Memphis International Corporate Market. A lot of people from around the world love Nicholas the Governor Pegues, a corporate appreciation.
What happened is because they have a pre-existing condition, they couldn't get covered. So what do? They stay in a job they don't like. They stay in a circumstance that is not helpful, and they stay in a home they don't want to be in. So this isn't about costing jobs. This is about giving people opportunity to make choices. This is all about giving the middle class a fighting chance. And so if you know you have health insurance, and it's not dependent upon who your employer is, then you have an option to follow your dreams and take chances you might not otherwise take because you have a family. The other point I want to make is that it's affordable. What I hear and I go around the country, we got, for example, the ACA changes all of that about choice. That's why there's 4 million people have already signed up for quality affordable coverage. And 25% of those 4 million are, quote, the young people, the cadre we need to make sure there's enough healthy people in the mix to make sure the rates stay down year to year, which they have been, I might add. But the fourth piece of this is, what I hear as I go around and look at me and say, hey, Joe, hey, Mr. Vice President, I can't afford this, man. I can't